All right, you good?
Yep.
All right, I'm good. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Athletes Club. My name is Matt. I'm joined here today with...
What's up, everybody? I'm Precious, the greatest, but I'm a senior here at Bridgewater State. I'm a point guard, and I'm happy to be on this podcast today with Matt.
So, how's the summer been treating you? How's the off season been?
Oh, it's been good. It's been good. I've been busy, but it's been productive, so that's the most important thing. I haven't been doing much, none much out the routine. Just basketball, school. That's pretty much it.
Looking forward to the summer?
Oh, of course, looking forward to the summer. Of course. Are you looking forward to the summer?
Of course.
Okay,
But I think for the same reasons.
Okay.
Get ready to get after it.
Thanks.
Graduating too, senior, so I'm
Oh,
looking
yeah.
forward to that. So, with you playing basketball and today being more open about mental health, to kind of dive right into it, have you ever struggled with mental health in sports capacity?
Yeah, I could say almost every athlete has struggled with mental health. Like, I think they're doing well to like help athletes with that nowadays. Me, I've had it. I've experienced it, but I never really let it overtake me. Because you're gonna experience it. There's gonna be doubts. There's gonna be days that you're not shooting as well, or days that like, am I really this good? Or
Yeah.
like, you're really questioning. You're
Right.
really questioning. So, and it's like those are the days that hit the hardest. But it's those that overcome that get to the top, because everybody goes through them. To LeBron, from LeBron James to Justin Parsons,
Shout out Parsons.
Shout out Parsons or McKinney. Everybody.
Shout out McKinney too.
Everybody goes through them. Everybody goes through them, but
Right.
it's about who overcomes them that gets a crown.
So, what was the experience like for you to go through something like that?
Of course, the first time it's like your first heartbreak.
Right.
Like it hurts you. Like you don't never want to feel this again. You never want to feel that again. Like, of course, if you feel it, but you're like, okay. In my instance, I had no other choice. Like personally, I had no other choice but to overcome that. Like I wasn't in a privileged position to say like, oh, I just like it hurts and I would just like let it. That's it. That's done. Like I'm not in a privilege. I'm from Brockton, Mass. Like I didn't come from much. So I was like, I have to get a scholarship. Like it doesn't matter. I have to go play D1. It doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter how. Like I'm gonna make it happen. So whatever doubt was in the way, whatever tried to stop me, I never let it stop me.
So, what you're saying, like you're gonna fight through it basically no matter what. What during those times, like what was something that would help you get through it? Like, obviously, you're saying like mental toughness was definitely something that you used, but was there anything like specifically that like you could fall back on or maybe listen to?
God,
all the time.
About people, people. Oh, I got called this the other day. It's like very spiritual. Like someone really called it spiritual the other day, and I wouldn't even call it spiritual. Like, but like God has just been there for me when nothing else made sense. Like my story does not make sense. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Like it only makes sense backwards. Like why did things happen, and they just let
after
up
it happens.
After it happens,
Okay.
like looking back, like okay, that in 10th grade happened.
You connect
because I wouldn't be able to be here without it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it doesn't make sense. So it's only God. It's only God. That's the only thing I can really fall back on because I didn't have nobody to talk to. Like I was I'm always by myself. It's how I've always been like that my whole life. So it's like it was either my mom or God, and 99% of the time I was going to God. So
when did that relationship with God start? Was it something that started because of the struggles you're going through, or was it something that happened prior?
I'll say I always believed in God because I grew up in a Christian family. Mother, father, all my sisters were all Christian. So I grew up in a Christian household. I would say it's when I saw it in real life. Like it was the way I even got to play on the Division I floor was very just like telling. It was literally like it could have gone the completely other way and I would have stopped playing basketball. So it's like it was all because of God, and it just didn't make sense. So that was the moment that I was like, okay, he's real. That for me, like that was the moment I was like, okay, I really do believe in him. Because growing up in the church is like you're kind of forced to believe in him, just because you're in the family,
kind of following the line.
Yeah, just following the line. But like that was the moment I was like, okay, I know now that like he's real. He's real.
That's pretty cool. So with you saying like you're by yourself sometimes, and that it was either God or your mom. Or when you go through, or when you're going through these things, are you someone that isolates themselves maybe from your mom and God, or do you reach out like to God, mom, or some other people?
I think every Christian has questioned their faith.
Hmm.
I can say that. Like I would say every Christian, because unless you've had undeniable proof, you're gonna question whether you're doing the right thing.
Yep.
Um, so I have isolated. I have gone through hard times and like been like, yo, why? Like, why me? Or like, why right now?
Hmm.
And it was just like I was like, okay, I just have to pray. I'll just pray about it. Like that's at the least, at the very least, it don't cost you no money. It don't cost you nothing. You're just having a conversation with God. So I'm like, God, if you're real, show me this. If you're real, if you can show me you're real, just show me you're real, and you'll see how God presents me with Himself in like in different ways, in very very different ways. So like that's been my testimony on that. But I have isolated myself. I think it's better. I like being by myself.
Hmm.
It's not like like if you have a conversation with me, you understand that I'm not like a weirdo. Like I just like being by myself.
That's a funny way to put it. He's not weird, guys.
I'm
He's not
not.
weird.
I'm not weird. I'm not weird. I promise you. I promise you. Can have a conversation. But yeah. So like I like to isolate myself.
So would you isolate yourself from people to put yourself in a room with God, or is it from everything?
Repeat your question.
So like what you're saying, like you like to isolate yourself, is it to put yourself in a room with kind of, or say a space with just you and God, or is
Mm.
it to be in a space where it's just you and nothing else?
So I always believe that God is with me,
Hmm.
but when I do that, I do that to be by myself because um I think that I'm my best friend, and I just know like I would like to think that I know what's best for me,
Yep.
even though like I know what God knows what's best for me. But like I like to think that like so I just like to really, if I'm by myself, I'm just really, if I isolate myself and I'm by myself, I'm really thinking about, okay, what is the next? I acknowledge what happened. I'm like, okay, what's the next best step to take? Like, all right, yeah, we're not in a great place right now. Okay, but what's the next best step we can take? So I'm like, I'm really thinking about that and just figuring out scenarios about what I could do next. But that's really what I do.
Yeah.
Mm.
You gotta find the solution.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
of course.
that's real. No, that's real. So with you spending here at Bridgewater, which is a D3 school,
Mm.
you've also spent time at Maine, which is a Division I school, in a D1 JUCO in Kansas. So it's obviously both ends of the spectrum, because D1 is the highest you can go and
Yeah.
D3 is the lowest division you can play at. So what are your experiences playing at both levels?
Uh, so I'll say Division 1 is a full time job.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think a lot of people take that into consideration when they're going into it.
For just the basketball aspect?
Just the basketball aspect. With school, I would say the whole student athlete, if you're gonna really uphold that title,
Hmm.
is a full time job. Like if you want to be the best student athlete, if you want to be the best athlete and you want to be the best student, you really don't have time for nothing else. Like you don't have time to go out. You don't have time to do none of that because they take it like a business. They take it like you're going into for a job every day. Like
Yep.
you have to perform at every practice. You have to perform at every workout. You have to perform at every game. Or else you're gone. 1 year contract. So it was good. It was a good experience. I'm grateful that it happened. I'm blessed that it happened. And I was also blessed that I left. Being at Bridgewater now, this is the most love I've ever seen at a school.
Hmm.
Um, just like
From a standpoint of basketball, or from
no,
like
just
a
like
overall university?
I would say of an overall university. Sorry, that's not my mom. But just from an overall university, like my professors, like before they even knew who I was or who were like me playing basketball, like my professors, they always treated me kindly. They always
Hmm.
wanted the best for me. You know, like
Yep.
they would email. I had a couple of them email me to reach out if I ever need anything. Like no, it's a really nice. And even just walking by, you see how people are. They're not like mean. They say hi, and it's a good place. It's a good place.
So with that, what has changed for you coming to a D3, and what hasn't changed, would you say, for like a basketball standpoint?
personally.
Yes. Like,
Okay.
did you have to adapt any type of way for a D3? Like, change anything that you did?
No, I didn't. Playing style, I didn't really have to change. Like, I would say I'm free. I guess like now people are actually able to see me play basketball.
Hmm.
When I was in Maine, it was more like you're playing, but you're in a box. Like
You
you
didn't
can't.
play just the role?
Yeah. Like I had a few games where I like stepped outside the box, but it was like more like you have to fit this specific role. But like right now at Bridgewater, like if you guys have been to the games, if you guys have seen the games, like you'll see me playing basketball. Like that's really me playing basketball. I'm out here having fun. Like I feel like I'm a dog off a leash. Like I'm just in a free land, just playing basketball. So it's really fun. Like this is the most fun I've playing basketball since I was in 8th grade. Before like
Wow.
the politics,
Yeah.
because before the high school politics came in, for real. Like it's the most fun I ever had in a long time. So it's been good.
So, wow. With that being said, like with the freedom, like what you're saying, at a D3 versus a D1, did that ever, or has it now been better for your mental health, or did you ever, I guess, struggle
Mm.
to learn about the business at
To
UMaine?
to learn about the business of basketball.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I would say the where I was really having trouble with my not trouble, but like more like where I was mental health was coming into my life was in high school
Hmm.
when I first got introduced to what basketball it really is. It's not like you're playing at your high school and you're having fun and
Yeah.
you're enjoying it. Because when I stepped onto the prep school scene, that's where you get a little taste, like a little. I had coaches lie to me, say, "Oh, you can come here," and then just wouldn't text me again. And that's why I started. I was like, damn. I was like, wow, it's ruthless. So I started getting used to it then in prep school, and I was like, okay, so this is a business, but so I have to perform. So that was like I really got used to it before I even got to college,
Hmm.
and I was just able to adapt in college and like just adapt to like how it was in college. But I knew since high school that that's how it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you knew early on all about that stuff, and then when you kind of got there, it was more of just
Yeah, it was more intense, but I knew the
okay.
general.
So, with like what you're saying, playing this year, Bridgewater, getting to watch, I kind of want to talk about your playing and even to go deeper into it, kind of before. So, for preparation wise, when does preparing for game day start for you?
The mentally, the moment that the game before ended, mentally.
So, like, say we played Sunday,
Yeah,
and there's a game
yeah.
Wednesday. You're already thinking after Sunday's
Yeah,
game.
they literally on the bus home. I'm thinking about the next game. Like I don't care how much I scored the last game. I don't care who we beat the last game. If whatever happened the last game, I'm thinking about the next game.
What does that preparation look like mentally? Like, is
I'm
it
just
watching film or?
it's more about me.
Yep.
Like I'll say I watch film the day after, but like the night of, it's more about like I like to visualize. So I like to think about who we're playing, and I like to think about like what are we going to be looking at, and I like to see that already.
Hmm.
Um, and then I'll say like physically, what does a game day look like? Is the day of the game, I work out for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
What time?
It depends because it was classes and stuff.
Hmm.
I try to get in as early as I can. So there'll be days I go in at 7 a.m. and
Yep.
shoot, or there'll be days I go in at 12, and it will be that range. It'll be in the morning though. It'll always be in
Yep.
the morning. Um, and it's every game day. I can't play a game day without working out. Even I have to work out the day before, and then when we working out before the games,
Yeah. Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
got to
Doing
do that
those.
too. I have to be in the game before the game. Like I can't be I can't let the game be the first time I'm in the game that day.
Or
That's
even
not
kind
me.
of clocking in,
Yeah, like
like
where you're
in
trying
warm
to get
ups.
ready. Yeah, you shouldn't be getting ready when the game starts. You should have gotten ready in the morning. Like that's when you should be ready for that game. Like because yeah, failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So like
Mm-mm.
you got to prepare for that game if you want to win. So yeah, my game day workout. I'm not going nothing crazy, but I'm getting high quality shots, high quality floaters, high quality finishes, and then
You're starting to tap into that mental. Oh, I just had the word. Game reps. You're tapping into game
yeah.
reps.
So like sometimes, not even sometimes. I say majority of the time I'm talking.
Yeah.
So like I'm like go corner, and there's no one but me and my sister rebounding for me. She rebounded for me. I'm talking. I'm like, yo, sit the screen. Come here, come here.
I know you said you're not weird, but they might think you're weird
Yeah,
now.
they might think I'm weird. I'm a little crazy. The good kind of crazy though. I'm the good kind of crazy. But yeah, I've been talking. I'm really in the game before the game every time.
So what do you like? What you're saying? You're preparing everything. What are your vibes for these pre games and these workouts? Like, are you kind of like singing a song? Like, you locking in? You like? Are you dead serious?
What do I do?
Like, what are your vibes?
Oh, what are my vibes?
Like you singing your favorite song?
Okay. Vibes. Kobe said this, and I think about it with everything. Just never be too high, never be too low. So I try to stay mellow. Like I try to before every game, I listen to motivational speeches. Eric Thomas. I listen to Eric Thomas, the same ones every time.
Mm-hmm.
And then
which one's that? Because I've watched a few of
how
those.
you want to succeed? How bad you want to breathe? I say I just love that one. I love that one. And then everybody wants to be a beast.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good one.
Everybody wants to be a beast. So I listen to those two. Then I listen to YFN Lucci. There's something about YFN Lucci that turns me up. And then I'll throw in like a couple gospel songs just to thank God before I go into the game. And then, yeah, those are my vibes going into the game. And then before the game, a national anthem, I'm really just locking in. I'm really thinking about, I'm just thinking, I talk to myself, I talk to God, national anthem, and then get ready to go.
So with all this preparation, do you think it's the preparation that is important, or are you superstitious about doing this stuff?
I would say the preparation. Like, do I have to do it in a certain way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would say the preparation physically has to be done for me, and it's not even like I don't think it's superstition. I wouldn't feel right playing basketball that day if I didn't work out before. It's like, nah, I wouldn't be able to do that. It's like, for me, that's like going to a test without studying. Right. I don't like that at all. But like with the other stuff, with the music, that could be flip flopped around. It's not steady. I have to listen to something motivational. Yeah. I have to be going in there like hungry, and I have to listen to some kind of song that will turn me up. But those are just like the songs that I generally will listen to.
That you just okay.
Yeah, that's all.
So when you get into the game, does your mindset shift if you start out hot or start out cold?
If I start out hot, it's a long night for whoever's in front of me. That's not even a toot my own horn, but if I hit the first couple of shots, it's a long night for y'all. But if I start off cold, every player starts off cold. It's like, okay, what can I? First, I'm like, okay, I'm messing. So what else can I do? So like, luckily, I'm able to do it. I don't need to just rely on my scoring. I could play defense. I could pass, and I try to impact the game as many ways as I can. So I'll do that. But I would say I just need to see one go in. Like, I just need to feel where the hoop is. So I could go for a layup. If I see it, I feel it, and I'm like, okay, that's where it is.
Get that one rhythm going.
Yeah, get that rhythm.
So what is your mindset during the game? Because I remember it was halftime. We were coming out one of the games, and I was like joking around with you, like, damn, who got you acting like this today? And he was like, I'm just hooping. So what is kind of like your mindset and vibes during the game?
Locked. I don't see nobody but the court. I'm locked. Like, I don't know if you guys seen the Creed movie, the new Creed movie. I don't know. You see
Creed 3? No, I didn't
see it. Oh, wow.
I gotta see it.
I don't want to spoil it for you, but I'm gonna spoil it for you. There was this one scene.
All right, I guess I'm gonna see it right now.
Nah, there was this one scene where they're boxing in the ring, and it's Creed and the person he's going against, which is his old friend. They're in the ring boxing, and it's like the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th round, and they're compressing it, and they're showing just them two in the ring, and they're not showing. And everywhere, the arena is essentially blacked out, and it's just them two because they're so zoned in. Yeah, like that's really how it is. Like when I score, I hear my name and I say Precious Okoh. Like I hear that in the background, like faintly.
Yeah, like in the back of your mind.
Yeah, back of my mind. Like I'm on like next. Like what's next? Like I really don't see. Like I would like to think I'm entertaining. Like I understand that people are around me, but when it's like down to the grit, then
you're locked in.
I'm locked in.
So, like what you're saying with decisions in the game, what is it about in the game that helps you make your decisions? Is it about you getting to your spots and stuff, or is it about reacting to like what the defense is giving you?
I would say you react to what the defense is giving you. Like you just take what the defense gives you. That's basketball. So like if you're gonna give me the three, I'm gonna shoot it. Or if you're gonna step up, I'm gonna go by you. And if you cut that off, I'm gonna go between the legs and go to the other side. So it's like you just react, and that's why Kyrie's so good. Because Kyrie has a counter for every counter, for every counter, for every counter.
That.
And you can't stop him because you try to block the left, he's going around with the right in front of the rim. Someone's helping in front of the rim, he can now go around and finish with the other side. Like that's Kyrie. Like that's just being the best at basketball.
Yeah.
Is having combos on everything. But yeah.
He's next level with his footwork and movement.
Oh yeah.
He combines both beautifully with the basketball.
Yeah. He's one with the basketball.
So what do you work on through practice in the off season that shows during these games, like what you're saying? Like if you sag off, you're shooting. If someone steps up, you're going by him. So what do you work on in the off season to bring that stuff to the game?
I work on a lot of catch and shoot. I think that's number one. I that's probably what I work on the most, just catching and shooting. But I work on everything from passing. So I would say, like, let me break down a workout I would have. So I start off ball handling at least 20 minutes. One ball coming up down. I'm going to half court line back. I'm going one ball, which your wife is doing all these different kind of moves. Then I'm doing two ball stationary. Same time that I'm going alternating. Then I'll go after ball handling. I'll go form shooting. So I go form shooting. I make 20 just one hand, and then I'll go 20 not touching the other hand. Is just right here, and then I'll go 20 back up, 20 catch mid range, 20 threes, 20 deep threes, then 10 pull-ups to the right, 10 pull-ups to the left, 10 pull-up stop with the right, 10 pull-up stop with the left, 10 pull-up step back with the right, 10 pull-up step back with the left, 10 pull-up stop in and out to the right. It's like a glide in and out. I do that 10 times, and then I do finishes. I'll do floaters, layups, spin moves, this. I don't spend too much on layups. When you know how to make a layup, you know how to make a layup. And then after that, then that's the last 30 minutes is like straight creative. So that's when I let my mind I just do whatever's on my mind, and I just like shoot, get different shots.
Play driveway basketball.
Yeah, I play driveway basketball, and that's literally what I do for my last 30 minutes of every workout. So that's just like one workout I do.
That's a dope variation of everything.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about the business of sports and even college. You kind of said you were introduced to it in high school. So when you kind of sit down and went through, because you said you went to a prep school, was that out of high school?
I did go to prep school. Yeah, I was in high school.
So when you sit down and make those decisions of like going to a prep school, going to a D1 college, then going to JUCO, and even coming here to a D3, what did you take into consideration for making those decisions? Like what was important to have when you got there, or what was important to say, this isn't here, so I'm not going there?
Okay, so Maine, when I went to Maine, so I was gonna go to a Division II school. So my senior year, I was in the knapsack. I was, not to toot my horn, but I was killing. So I was playing everybody. Who was playing we was playing McDuffie, who had James Booknight, and they had this kid that's at Kansas State. Yeah, we played against at least 2 Division I players every night, 3 Division I players, even some had 4 or 5.
Right.
So we were playing against high level competition every night, and I was killing against everybody. So it got to the point where it was like you had to take notice, because I was just like doing that much, and it just didn't make sense if eyes weren't being noticed. But I wasn't getting the schools that I liked, because it was my first year on the scene, and I was doing very well, but it was my first year on the big scene, and I wasn't quite a point guard yet. Now I'm more, I could play point guard, but then I was just like a pure scorer. Yep. Like I just knew how to put the ball in a hole, but I couldn't like create an offense. Right. So like you couldn't recruit me as a point guard necessarily, because I wasn't a point guard yet. So like, but I scored on fucking anybody. Language. On anybody. Go ahead. Bet on anybody. But yeah, so that was cool. So when I was going to the Maine, I went to a D2 pickup, open run. The coach invited me and this other kid. who's now at Keene State. He's killing at Keene State, but we played at that pickup and I was killing. It was SNU, Southern New Hampshire. We played. I played at the Southern New Hampshire pickup with the college guys. I'm a senior in high school and I'm killing. Like I
Yep.
probably missed 2 shots the whole day. And all the players are like, give him a Scully, give him a Scully. He was like prolonging it. Like he just didn't. I could tell he didn't want to give me the scholarship.
Yep.
So at that point, I was able to find Maine, and Maine found me within like a month after that. And my mindset going into Maine was I'm gonna play. Like I'm not on the mindset where I'm going in my freshman year and they're gonna say, "Oh, we're gonna develop you into your junior year." No,
Yeah.
that's not what I was on. I was on I'm gonna show you I could play right now, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna make that happen right now. So it was a slow the first couple of months, like as anything is in adjusting, and I wasn't really understanding because we had a lot of plays. There's a lot of plays, and I just couldn't get them. It was too much, and it got to a point where I started understanding it. I started playing better, and I just started playing. I was playing a lot of minutes my freshman year, and I played some my sophomore year, and then after my sophomore year, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like not even in terms of just basketball. Um, well, basketball is a big part of it, but it was also like I'm tired. Like Maine, like I'm tired of Maine. So I transferred. I got into a HBCU in Maryland, which was it was a good experience. It was a good experience. I met a lot of good people out there, and I just knew it wasn't the right fit for me though. Like, and I knew that it wasn't gonna work out. I knew that at the moment that I stepped on campus, it wasn't gonna work out. So I left, and that had forced me to go JUCO because you can't transfer to another D1. So it forced me to go JUCO. I went.
Just not to cut you off, but to give the timeline of, because now what you're saying with the transferring, this is before the portal really opened up, right?
Yeah. So when I transferred, it was so I started class. So I was in class the first week of September
Yeah.
in Maryland, and I was like, I can't do this. It's not the school for me. So I left within a week, and I explained that to the coach. I explained that to the players. I was like, yeah, I can't do this. It's not my school.
And this is before COVID?
No, this is the year after COVID.
Year
So
after
yeah,
COVID.
yeah. So my second year at Maine was a COVID year.
Okay.
And so I transferred after the COVID year, and I'd left, and you can't transfer to another school on scholarship. So like at that point, it was either JUCO or I go back home.
Yeah.
So I went to JUCO in Kansas. I went off the grid for a little bit. Went to JUCO off Kansas, and it was a good experience. I met a lot of good people. I didn't have the season that I wanted. I just didn't have it, and that's how it is. Not every season's a fruitful season. There's going to be raining seasons, so you can have fruitful seasons. But yeah, so that's how I ended up at Bridgewater because I had 1 year at JUCO, and I ended up coming here to Bridgewater.
Everything came full circle for you.
Oh, yeah, full circle. It all comes full circle. Always. Everything in life comes full circle.
So what was important to you was the fit in basketball and kind of, what would make sense for you.
Yeah, everything will make sense. Like, a lot of the times, it's a feeling. Like if people just paid attention to the feelings, not feelings. Let me not say feelings. Is a terrible. That's a diluted word to use. I mean intuition. If people paid attention more to their intuition, you would make better decisions. Because like I had a feeling about like a lot of stuff that I was like, let me just do it anyway. Let me just try it anyway.
Yeah.
And it ended up not being what I wanted. And like now like I'm really tapped in. Like I'm tapped into the moment. Like if I was planning on lifting one day, and I walk in and I wake up that morning, I'm like, I just feel like I shouldn't lift that day, and I would not lift that day. So it's like I really like I paid attention to like to the T because you would essentially I call it like this. I say intuition is basically God guiding you through life. So I say like when you're forced to like talk to somebody you wouldn't talk to otherwise, or you want to walk into a building for no reason, or there's a pretty girl that you like, or you seen for the first time ever, and you just have this urge to go talk to her. You probably should go talk to her, and you probably should go do those things because those things are now going to open essentially your life for you, like
Next
your
adventure.
next adventure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of intuition. I really believe that. I really do believe that. So like yeah, it all came full circle for me.
So with you saying, what would your advice be to these kids, like when they're going on these college recruits and going through the recruitment process? Like you mentioned, like coaches will lie to you,
Mm-hmm.
say what you want to hear or whatever. Um, Obviously, you just mentioned intuition, so that's something. But
Mm-hmm.
what did you find that's important to maybe hear from a coach or see, or what's something that they should kind of have deaf noise to?
Mm-hmm. So number one, everything in life, everything in life, go where they want you. That's number one. Like, don't and that's not just for basketball. That's for the next girlfriend you have, or the next boyfriend you have, or the next job you want. Like, go where they want you. Like, because if you go where they kind of want you, then they're kind of gonna treat you good. But if you go where they want you, like they need you, like they're like, yo, you're our guy, regardless of division. Forget division. People need to get over this division. Division one, division two, division three. There are people that can hoop at every level. Of
That's a
course,
fact.
high major division one's a different animal physically. I respect that. It's a different animal physically. Just because they're meal plans, I don't know what they feed them guys.
I don't know either, but I wish I knew.
I don't know what they feed them guys. But everything from mid-major division one to division three, you guys are all in this range. All there. There's no big difference. There's no big difference besides athleticism and better skills to some extent. So go where they want you. Make sure that you're going where you're gonna play right away, because you don't want to wait a couple years before you play. And make sure you like the school. Make sure you like the school. Make sure they have me. I'm gonna be completely honest. Um, I'm not a big college. I think college is a scam. That's
Like
honestly,
the
yeah.
college experience and all that.
I no, not just college experience. I think that the college degree, I think that it's a scam to an extent, because there's a lot that goes into that. That's another topic. But go where they have your degree, and go where you're not gonna waste your time, because time is precious and time goes by quick. I'm a senior. I remember freshman year of college,
Yeah.
man. Like, it's crazy how time flies. So make sure you're guiding yourself, and you're asking for guidance, and you're really taking every step, and you feel good about every step that you're going to take.
I like that advice.
Yeah.
I don't think you slick putting Precious in there either. But obviously, every player, no matter what it is, at some time there's life after sports. Our days are counted. We just don't know when it might be. Have you ever thought about life after sports?
Of course. I think about lifetime 80. But life after sports.
Like, is that a comfortable thing for you to think about?
Yeah. Of course, because you have to be realistic. We have, like, you can't be living in a delusion. I feel like that's where a lot of people they mess up, because they have almost you can't you delusion is good, but delusion has to come with possibility as well. Like, you have to be delusional as well, and the delusion and the possibility have to be in the same circle.
What do you mean by that?
So I can't be delusional about being the best dancer
Mm-hmm.
in the world, because that's not, or like being the best artist in the world, because the possibility for that is not for me. You understand what I'm saying?
You're not a dancer.
I'm not
So you can't.
I'm a dancer. If you see me, I can dance. But I'm talking about
Now you can dance.
I'm talking about the way that they be dancing on TV. You know, like the actual dance. Like, I know I'm not doing that one.
Okay.
I could freelance in the shower. You know, I do a little something.
All right, bro. All right, bro.
But yeah, like the delusion and possibility have to be in the same circle.
Okay.
But well, go back to what we were talking about.
Are you comfortable, like, with thinking about life after sports?
Oh yeah, life after sports. But yeah. So I think, regardless, at the end of the day, the ball's gonna stop. Regardless, and that's gonna be fairly soon for everybody playing basketball. That's like, you're either gonna stop at 22, or you're gonna stop at 30, 35, and now you have the rest of your life to live. So it's like, basketball is gonna end at some time, and all you can really do is give it your all, every chance you have, and see how far it can take you, and let it take you there. So like, for me personally, I'm working hard every day, like basketball. Like, I'm getting better at basketball literally every day. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that necessarily I have to be a pro.
Hmm.
I know that I am a pro. Like I think I can go pro right now and I can compete. But it's not about like I have to be a pro. It's about what is what will be the best decision, because being a pro doesn't mean anything. It's like, is the contract worth it? Am I going to get paid more playing in Scotland for a year or working at CVS for a year? And that's what a lot of people don't. That's me personally. That's like, if you want to chase those dreams, by all means necessary. But like me, I'm also a businessman.
Hmm.
So I don't only think about just basketball. I
Right.
think about the world, and like, if people are really paying attention to inflation and where things are going and how expensive things are getting very, very expensive, very, very fast.
Yeah.
And the US dollar is essentially dying. So like, what people need to understand is that like, you we're in a critical time where you want to make the best decision possible. And if that's being a pro, and if it's for me to be a pro, if I get the opportunity or I get a call tomorrow, like, Precious, we want you to go come play in Nova Scotia and we'll pay you 80,000, I'm there. You feel me? Like, I'm gonna make that money and I'm gonna
Yeah.
do the best there. But if there's also another business deal, like, I'm wherever God wants me to go, and He's blessed me with many talents. So it's like, I'm not really stressed and I'm not really holding on. I'm not putting,
All your eggs in one basket for it.
yeah, like, I'll say I'm dedicating all I can to everything. So with basketball, I can't play basketball 24 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? So the
Hmm.
time that I'm giving basketball everything I can.
Hmm.
So, but the time that I can't play basketball, I'm giving everything else the time that I can. So I'm doing everything for everything. I'm putting it all together.
So, what do you think it'll look like for you once your playing days are over? Like, where do you right now kind of envision yourself?
Oh, I'll be traveling. I'll definitely be traveling. I'll definitely be making not only my life better, but I'll be making the people around me lives better. I think it's very. I think the blessing of life is being. Oh, I touched that. I know that the blessing of life is being able to give back and being able to give the less fortunate, or being able to throw down a ladder and help somebody up. Like with me, like, I train basketball players.
Hmm.
I train kids with basketball. So the position that I'm in, I'm able to throw the ladder down and give them an opportunity to come up. I'm feeding them knowledge that I didn't know until I was 20. I'm feeding sixth graders, fifth graders, eighth graders. I have a 9-year-old Soraya right now that just started playing. She's gonna be really good. But I'm feeding her my knowledge, and I'm giving them like what I know now,
Yeah.
everything I know now. So now they're steps ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
So like, I think that's, and I'm gonna impact people's lives personally. Like, I'm not gonna be the kind of person that makes it and they're donating to charities and doing that. No, no, no. I'm gonna be like, I want to. I'm not saying I'm doing this on camera, off camera, whatever it is, but like, I'm donating to you personally. Like, I'm trying to help you personally, you and your family personally, each and every single one of you guys. Like, I'm not just blatantly giving out money. I want to impact people's lives. I want people to say that I was able to help them get to the next level and to the next step in their life. And I really feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that fairly soon. So after whatever path that is, and whatever God lays out for me to do that, that's what's gonna happen.
That was some real
Yeah.
spill right there.
Mm.
So you kind of talked about it just a little bit. How if you're not going to put your time in a basketball, you put it into something else. What is it that Precious does outside of basketball?
Players don't do much outside of basketball. Nah, I say, I do a lot. I do a lot. I work, so I'm working not too many hours, like 4 to 5 hours a day. Besides that, I watch podcasts. I watch a lot of podcasts, just about the current economic crisis in our country, just where our country is going. I like to learn about female and male dynamics.
Hmm.
I like to learn about what you should be eating and what you should be putting into your
Yeah.
body. I like to watch like mindset stuff, because the mind is everything. Um, and that's pretty much. I'm with my sister right now, so me and my sister we're training every day. Um, but besides that, no, I don't do much.
Did you ever use any of those things to help you kind of maybe escape from basketball or to help with basketball in a tough time?
And oh, what things? Like the things I do outside of basketball?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Not even just basketball. I'll say in life. Like, you're always gonna have good days. right? So
No,
like,
100%.
if I had a tough day and I'm going into work sometimes, just being able to work out like a kid and get them better at something that day, that's such a satisfying feeling. I don't know why it is, but it's such a great. It's like
Hey,
knowing that they left there 10 times better than they walked in,
right.
and I was able to contribute to that. And we have a good time. Like everybody that I'm around, we all have a good time necessarily. So it's just good time, good vibes the whole trip.
No, that's good for everybody. I mean, because it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, win-win for everybody.
So I want to kind of dive into a little bit of some game time for you.
Mm.
It's Friday. No,
Okay.
let's say it's Thursday night. You just got out of practice. Coach says y'all have the weekend off.
Mm.
You team going out or you team staying in? Like
Oh,
you going?
staying in. What? I'll not go out. I'm not outside ever. Ever. If you see me outside, that's a very, 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 very rare occasion.
Oh,
You will never see me outside, bro. And I just don't find any fun in it. Like I think it's I don't drink.
I'm
I
with
don't
you on
like
that.
alcohol. I think alcohol is just poison to the body. So it's like I don't find any of that fun. But like all respect to those that do it. And if
Right.
you
No,
like
that's
it,
the other.
yeah,
Listen,
all
whatever's
respect. If you
cool for
like, yeah,
you.
well, yeah, if that's your life and that's what you like doing,
That's
I hands
cute.
it to you. But for me personally, I stay in.
I'm with that with you. Maine and Bridgewater Precious play 1-on-1. What's the score and what's the outcome?
Bridgewater's winning. Um,
Are you saying that because it's you right now and
yeah,
you
because
Maine
I'm
you
a
can't defend you?
no, like I'm a 30, 40. Like I really wish. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, yo, I really wish I was given that chance to go back up there, just for like a season and just really show them like,
Kind of like a what if thing.
yeah, like because I'm at D3 right now, so I don't mind it at all. But I'm 30 times, 40 times, 50 times the player I was at Maine.
So game to 11, what's the score?
11-2.
If we made it a best out of 3,
If
would it be a
I
sweep?
was to add up all the scores, it'd be 33-10.
Hmm. Not in.
Because
Yeah, no, you
no
Maine doesn't win a game.
yeah no because I'm way more athletic, so I'm playing much better defense right now. I'm shooting much better. My handles are much better.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's just better. So it's like as I was playing against an older brother that was better.
So every time you walk into a gym, every time you walk on a basketball court, whether it's a workout by yourself, a workout with the team, an open run, a game, a playoff game, you had to have one song, just one song play. What is
The
it?
whole time.
No. Like it's the song that plays every time you walk in,
Oh, every time I walk in.
and like no matter what the setting is. So if you got to go to the bathroom and you got to come back, that song's playing again.
Wow, I was not prepared for that question because that's one song for the rest of your life.
One song. Every time you walk in the gym.
Wow. Wow. And I don't want to say no.
You can check your music library if you got to,
I have to.
because this is a
Hold
life
on.
choice.
I gotta think. Cause I'm thinking, I'm thinking Drake. But so what of Drake?
Old Drake, new Drake, now Drake.
Oh, look what you've done. Drake. Drake's best song. Look what you've done.
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
That is always a hot take for his best song. If you had to make a all-time starting 5 of your teammates, you're gonna come off the bench for the sake of this.
Of all my teammates?
All your teammates, AAU, high school, prep, now, Maine. As long as they've been a teammate of yours, you can put them in the lineup.
That's interesting. Wow. Wow, I put a lot of people. Teammate. Hmm. Okay. Sergio, point guard. Sergio's playing pro right now in Lebanon. He was a senior point guard when I was at Maine as a
Okay.
freshman. He was the best player, one of the best players I think I've ever seen in my own two eyes.
That you played with your own eyes?
Sergio should at least, Sergio, if you see this, at the very least, you should be in the G League right now. At the very least. But the only reason why he isn't is because COVID happened. But now he's getting a check in Lebanon, so I'm happy for you in your hometown.
Shout out to him.
Sergio, let me think. I would say Nizere. Nizre, Zuzwa. Nizre, I don't even say Nick consider him a teammate. I would say I grew up in Nizre. But without no Nizre, there wouldn't be a Precious.
Mm-hmm.
Because what Nizre was for me, I don't think I ever told him this either, but what Nizre was for me was like, he showed me that it was possible. He showed me that you can come from Brockton and you can go D1. Like, he showed me that you can come from Brockton, you can be a pro, and you can play for the EYBL, you can do this. So I was like, so if you ask him, Nizre is probably like 4 or 5 years older than me. Every time I played Nizre, it was head to head growing up. Like, I took it personal.
It was that matchup?
No, it wasn't even like that matchup. It was like I took it personal.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I think I'm the best player ever. Like, and I need to
like
show
a
myself.
Kobe and MJ situation?
Yeah. Like, I'm showing myself every time I'm better than you.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I'm better than you. Like, I talk shit to him. I do all that. Like, I tell him, like, I want to show him that I'm better than you. I'm better than anybody else. That's literally how it was. So Nizre, definitely number 2.
Is your 2 guard?
Definitely Nizre, my 2 guard. 3. Who I got for a 3? I'm gonna go to the 5. We're gonna go. I play with a lot of big men. Gotta say Emerson.
Shout out E. I was hoping E made the cut.
Gotta say Emerson.
Shout out E.
Emerson's one of the best bigs I've seen. I told him this too. I was like, yo, his touch with right, left, shoot the 3. He can shoot the pull up. He can shoot the fadeaway. He can hit the cutter on the pass.
I think what's most impressive for him isn't a basketball talent necessarily, but it's his patience.
Yes, bro. I told him,
patience.
bro, he could play at any Division 1 right now. He just so happened to play club. He could play at any Division 1 right
man,
now.
Like what we're saying, there's so many hoopers that fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
He was kind of telling his story a little bit. When
Yeah.
he was saying he was emailing schools, and shout out Bridgewater for emailing back.
Nah, Emerson the Hooper, bro. Emerson the Hooper.
Facts.
Hooper. And a lot of players don't know patience.
No,
they don't understand pace or patience. But he has patience to the Jokic.
Patience
yes,
he
to
has
the Jokic,
patience, bro. It's so huge. The pump fake 2-3 times.
Yeah, Emerson's good. Emerson's really good. Okay, 4 and 5. I gotta throw
4 and 3.
Oh, 4 and 3. 4 and 3. I lied. I gotta throw Steph, my boy Steph, at the 4.
Okay.
Steph is my guy. Steph, I'm not even putting him there because he's a scorer. It's just everything else he does. He's giving you 4 or 5 blocks in the game, and then he's grabbing you. He's grabbing you 16 rebounds, and 10 of them are offensive. That's Steph.
Does he have the Black Forces on too?
No, he's really a Black Force athlete. Like, he don't need to. He's not looking out there for the buckets. Like, he can score, but he does everything else.
Okay.
And he's
that glue piece.
6'10", athletic, long.
Okay.
And so he's really.
Now we need a 3.
3. What can I say is a 3? 3 is a hard one. Who shoots the best? 3 is a hard one. Can't even say that. That's hard, man. 3. Who am I gonna give the 3 to?
I don't know. You threw a couple of shooters in there at the beginning of the video.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna throw it to Gob. So Gob Gabriel. I played Bradford Christian my senior year. I played with him, and he played Division 1 too. He's over at D2 right now, killing. But Gob Gabriel for sure. Gob Gabriel grabbed that. So yeah, so we got Sergio, Niz, Gob, Steph, Emerson.
And then we got Precious coming off the bench.
Yeah, I'll definitely be starting though, but just for the sake of.
I'm coaching y'all. We win every fucking championship.
No, we're not losing a single game.
Precious, appreciate you for your time today.
Of course,
my
bro.
guy.
Of course.
So what do you got to take us out of here? You got a hype outro? You got a saying? You got a quote to take us out of here?
I got 2 things.
Two things.
Well, number 1, always remember how blessed you are. I don't think we recognize that enough, just as people, because we're just so distracted with day-to-day life. Like, we're able to wake up, we're able to breathe, you're able to drink normally, you're able to eat normally, you're able to sleep on a bed at night. Like, I think we should really take that into consideration and be grateful for that, because we're blessed. We're blessed. We're in a first world country. We're blessed. If you're watching this in a first world country, we're blessed. So remember that you are blessed. And then number 2, when you're leveling up in life, that's when things are hard. right? Like it's when you're declining that things are easy. But when you're inclining and you're going higher, that's when you hit. They're like you gotta overcome a lot. So don't stop, because after it's hard, it gets easy. But it got to be hard first. Got to be hard first. That's the only way for anything and everything. So that's just my 2 cents.
That was great 2 cents. We up out of here.
All right, bro.